The Fountain of Celestial Waters. The night was alive with the pulse of adventure. A full moon hung high in the sky, casting a silver glow over the dense jungle below. Through the tangled vines and towering trees, a young woman named Elara carefully made her way, her heart racing with anticipation. She was an explorer, one who had never been content with the mundane. She craved the thrill of the unknown, the kind of adventure that others only whispered about in tales. Elara had been on the trail of the legendary Fountain of Celestial Waters for months now. It was said that whoever found the fountain would gain insight into the universe's deepest mysteries, perhaps even unlocking secrets that could change the world. Most considered it a myth, but Elara was convinced that it was real and that it was close. With only a tattered map and a keen sense of direction, she pushed forward through the underbrush, her fingers brushing against ancient stone ruins hidden beneath layers of moss. The air was thick with humidity, and the sounds of nocturnal creatures filled her ears. Yet Elara remained focused. Every step brought her closer to the heart of the jungle where she believed the fountain was hidden. Suddenly, a sharp snap echoed through the night. Elara froze, her hand instinctively reaching for the dagger strapped to her side. Her eyes scanned the shadows, alert for any sign of danger. A rustle in the leaves too deliberate to be an animal. She wasn't alone. From the darkness emerged a figure, cloaked in the shadows. A man, tall and lean, with sharp eyes that glinted in the moonlight. He wore a hood, obscuring most of his face, but Elara could see the faint smirk playing on his lips. "I didn't expect to find company this deep in the jungle," he said, his voice low and smooth. "But it seems we're after the same prize." Elara's grip tightened on her dagger. "And who exactly are you?" The man stepped closer, but kept a respectful distance. "Name's Rowan, and if I'm not mistaken, you're Elara, the famed explorer." Word travels fast in certain circles. She didn't relax, but curiosity got the better of her. "You know about the fountain?" Rowan's smirk widened. "I have been chasing its legend for years. Though it seems you've gotten closer than anyone else, perhaps we could help each other." Elara hesitated. She had always worked alone, preferring to rely on her own instincts. But something about Rowan's confidence intrigued her. If he knew as much as he claimed, maybe their goals could align, at least for now. "Fine," she said after a long pause. "But if you double-cross me, you'll regret it." Rowan chuckled. "Fair enough." Together they pressed onward, deeper into the jungle. The terrain became more treacherous, the trees thicker, the ground more uneven. But Elara was undeterred. She could feel it in her bones. They were close. After what felt like hours, they reached a clearing. In the center stood a massive stone archway, covered in ancient glyphs that glowed faintly in the moonlight. Beyond it, a shimmering pool of water glistened, reflecting the stars above. It was the Fountain of Celestial Waters. Elara and Rowan approached cautiously, both captivated by the sight. The air around the fountain felt different, charged with an energy that was almost tangible. Elara's pulse quickened as she knelt by the water's edge. This was at the culmination of her life's work, but as she reached out to touch the water, Rowan's hand shot out, gripping her wrist. "Wait," he said, his voice suddenly serious. "There's something you need to know." Elara's eyes narrowed. "What?" "The fountain doesn't just reveal the universe's secrets. It asks for something in return, something you might not be willing to give." She stared at him, her mind racing. And you know this how? Rowan's expression darkened. Because I've seen what happens to those who aren't prepared. Elara pulled her hand free, her gaze shifting between Rowan and the fountain. She had come too far to turn back now, but Rowan's warning echoed in her mind. Was she truly ready to face whatever the fountain demanded? After a long moment, she made her decision. With a deep breath, she dipped her hand into the water. It was cool to the touch, yet she felt a warmth spreading through her, as if the very stars above were flowing through her veins. Images flashed before her eyes, visions of distant worlds, ancient civilizations, and truths far beyond human comprehension. And then a voice, soft yet powerful. "What is it you seek, Elara?" Her heart pounded in her chest. What did she seek? Knowledge, power? No, those weren't what had driven her to the ends of the earth. She had always been driven by one thing: the thrill of discovery, the joy of unraveling the unknown. "I seek adventure," she whispered, her voice steady. The fountain shimmered, as if considering her answer. Then, slowly, the waters began to swirl, glowing brighter and brighter, until they enveloped her entirely. For a moment, Elara felt weightless, as if she was floating among the stars. When the light faded, she found herself standing once more beside the fountain. Rowan watched her, a mixture of awe and curiosity in his eyes. "What did you see?" he asked. Elara smiled, her heart lighter than it had been in years. "Everything and nothing at all." Rowan raised an eyebrow, but said nothing. Together, they turned from the fountain, walking side by side into the jungle, knowing that the greatest adventure was still ahead of them. And so the legend of the Fountain of Celestial Waters lived on, its secrets shared only by those brave enough to seek them and wise enough to understand that some mysteries are meant to remain unsolved.